Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video doing an unboxing, review, and first time use or brush of the Brushee's 3-in-1 on-the-go toothbrush. For those of you that remember my channel, you may recall that I previously had Invisalign, and with Invisalign I routinely had to brush on the go with a toothbrush or use a toothpick to kind of clean out my teeth throughout the day when I was kind of at work and everything like that, because with Invisalign you have to brush in between before putting the retainer back in. And so this is a product I didn't use during that time, but something that I'm really interested in because it would have been very useful because this encompasses a pre-pasted toothbrush as well as a toothpick as well as like a flosser all in one as a kind of a standard readily available thing that you can use on the go. And so what we'll do in this video is we'll just look at the packaging, we'll pull these out, look at kind of each one individually, kind of see the major components, and then I'll walk through using this for the first time and seeing a general sense of its functionality and whether I would recommend using it on a regular basis. As always, if you're interested in potentially purchasing this, I'll leave links in the description. Okay, so these are the Brushee on-the-go 3-in-1 tools, which encompass a pre-pasted mini toothbrush, a flosser, as well as a toothpick, really to be available to use this on the fly whenever you don't have access to brushing your teeth or flossing in the traditional sense. Currently on Amazon you can get this bag, which is a pack of 24 of them for $18, which is 75 cents per for toothpick or brush, whatever you want to call it. They also have other options to purchase it at 48 count, 72 count, and 120 count. Each of them range from anywhere from 71 cents to 78 cents. Not a major difference in price based on everything. Also, you can purchase it through Brushee, and they have a wide variety of different rewards packages as well as promotions. So I'd recommend signing up through their website and kind of looking at the options available, because through their affiliate program they actually sent me a lot of emails over the past month discussing this as a purchasing option. Either way, so this basically goes over the packaging. Basically it's a brush, a toothpick, and a flosser all encompassed into one item. It's going to be a fresh mint aroma or taste, and it's an all-in-one system, really for cleaning and freshening your breath on the go. There's no water needed, and kind of that's the general packaging on the front. It's going to have a pre-pasted toothbrush on one end with real bristles that are soft and actually brush your teeth, a long toothbrush, and then a comfortable flosser built in. And it's basically going to encompass all this in one. And beyond that, it says 3 times the value because you combine these into one, and having access to that. And it says kind of the same thing that I said on the front. Really, we'll just open this and get a sense of what this looks like. So it's got a Ziploc bag as far as the actual container, so you can easily close this and store it wherever you need in your home. And each of the flossers or brushes are going to be in a smaller bag as well. And so we'll just open this and tear it open. But this is something you can easily fit in your backpack, purse, maybe in your pocket if you're on the go. But it basically has 2 pieces built into one. This should separate, I believe. So yeah, it separates. So on one end you have a traditional flosser. This is actually going to be like your softer floss. If you see here, it's more of like your Crest type of flosser. So it's more of like that softer, like plasticky material rather than your waxed or traditional rope wax or rope floss, but it's a flosser like that sense. It looks really standard from that. It's not double ply because some of them usually have double, some of them have double strings or rungs. And then on this side is a pointy toothpick that's a little bit pointier than other ones. Other flossers, a lot of the standard ones will have like a curved pick on them. This is much more narrow and sharper than other ones, so it's probably more useful from actually getting between the teeth and trying to clear out stuff that's stuck in between, because a lot of times the other ones are just kind of flimsy and flexible. So that's that. And then if you put this back together, it really inserts and actually stays flush, so it's very sturdy from that standpoint. So it does act like a toothbrush as far as using this and brushing your teeth. But on the other end here is basically a pre-pasted with toothpaste toothbrush. You can see the paste across it. It's a little kind of stuck on there, but it's a very sturdy kind of pasted thing, and it does have bristles. It's hard to tell how soft they are with the pre-pasting on there, but it functions as a toothbrush. A little bit smaller than your standard toothbrush, but for something compact and on the go, readily available, it's a really easy way to have a flosser, toothpick, as well as toothbrush combined into one. So what we'll do now is I'll just set up the camera and try using this for the first time to give you a general sense of how it performs. Okay, so bear with me because it's always weird doing two stuff on camera. But first off, what we'll do is we'll walk through using the flosser, see how it functions as far as this angle and everything. So that's funny. So right off the bat, I got to like the third tooth or something, and this actually ripped through the flosser. So that kind of is unexpected. Maybe it was the angle or whatnot, but initially it seemed to be working, but it did come apart. We'll have to see if that works on a regular basis. I'll pull out another and test it in a second. But then we'll try the toothpick. And for me personally, I have a bar from Invisalign behind my bottom teeth. So this is, the most use is actually the bottom part where I can't use traditional floss and I have to use a separate flosser. Okay, so first off, so I got through majority of them, but it is already bending slightly, so it's something that kind of it's kind of good and not good. I'll say that it's sturdier than traditional flossers from that curved angle where it's a little bit more flexible. So this does seem to work a little bit better for getting between the teeth, at least from the outside, where you can kind of go through. And really quickly go through, and I'm getting a little bit of junk from eating earlier, so that's because I haven't brushed yet for the day or recently. So it does seem to work from that standpoint. As far as getting behind the teeth, the angle doesn't work with this, so really you can just basically pick through your teeth from the outside only. Trying to get the angle to get behind the teeth doesn't work with this angle, so that's something you have to keep in mind. That might be why other flossers do have that curved hook to it, because you can kind of get behind the teeth a little bit better with that angle. But that's the flosser component. And then lastly, what we'll do is we'll try brushing with this. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, so sorry, I had to excuse myself because with brushing with this, it did actually produce a lot of foam like your traditional toothpaste does when you're brushing your teeth normally. So I did have to spit out. I do know that other versions of this, like the Listerine version, you don't really run into that issue where you have to actually spit out what's in your mouth. It's something that's more of kind of still there and you don't have to spit. So do keep in mind that if you're going to use this, you do have to be in an area that's like a bathroom or someplace where you can kind of get rid of the extra foam. I definitely don't recommend swallowing it because that's not good for you. But first impressions of brushing with this, pretty easy as far as the angle and everything as far as getting around. For something that's on the go, it's very comparable to a mediocre manual toothbrush, but on the go it's something easy if you can't get access to a sink or a toothbrush or whatnot. So it's definitely better than an alternative of not brushing. I will say that the bristles I would say are not the softest. They're probably like a medium level of bristles. So you have to keep that in mind if you have sensitive gums or irritation in your gums, just kind of from that standpoint. So that's it as far as a general review. What I'll do real quick is I'll grab another one of these and see whether I run into issues with the flosser component again, or whether it was just a first time use issue. But we'll just pull this out and see how it does as far as flossing. So again, very similar, exact same thing happened. So I got through probably the top teeth all the way from here to here without issues. The angle and everything is really nice and convenient from an actual like reach standpoint and getting in between your teeth. But what I'm noticing is pretty consistently, at least 2 out of 2, this does rip after part way through. So I'm not sure if I have to kind of mess with the angle a little bit or minimize the amount of force, but my teeth are slightly crowded on the top from the Invisalign and everything. So it might just be a little bit more difficult to reach through. But I'm noticing that with routine use or normal kind of use with other flossers, this does break. So keep that in mind and we'll have to see if that's an issue long term. So that's everything I have for this video. So that's the Brushee on the go 3-in-1 toothbrush or tooth kind of pick thing. The toothpick's pretty nice as far as getting the outside of the teeth. Doesn't have a curved angle as far as getting behind the teeth. However, is much sturdier and sharper, so it does clean up a little bit better than other toothpick components of these flossers. The flosser component broke twice, so keep that with a grain of salt. And then the pasted brush aspect is really nice to have a toothbrush on the go. The one caveat is you do have to spit the toothpaste out wherever you are. So you just navigate your environment when you're doing that. But as a 3-in-1 kind of item, this is a really nice product for having on the go. I really like the toothbrush component because that means you really don't have to carry toothbrush and toothpaste with you wherever you go. But it's something where you can just throw this in your bag, carry it with you if you plan on being out and about, and this is definitely a better alternative as compared to not brushing at all, or just using either a toothpick or a flosser instead of brushing. So that's the Brushee 3-in-1. Definitely check it out. Check out their website as well. They have a wide variety of promotions and rewards packages, so it's a good option if you're interested in it. But thanks for watching and have a great day.